Hello, everyone. Welcome back to your show, Ask Kaveti. I'm your host, Manal, and today we're joined by Mr. Srinivas Kaveti, as always. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you. Very good, Ms. Meenal. It was a great day and a lot of heat in New York and New Jersey, I guess.
Yes, it's a hot day today,
Right.
and even a hotter topic. Something that is very prevalent in our country right now, in America. And today, viewers, we're going to talk about bullying. And bullying in schools or on the streets, anywhere. So, we are going to talk about bullying and what are the laws about bullying in schools, outside of school, anywhere. So, just to start this show, Mr. Kaveti, what are your opinion on bullying?
Good topic you picked up, Meenal, because the way things are happening after Black Lives Matters, I guess the way I'm seeing it is in America, now the brown life matters or immigrant life matters. Bullying is actually an offense under the penal law because it amounts to harassment. It could be
Mhm.
verbal, it could be physical, it could be mental, and it could be even cyber, in
Cyberbullying.
schools. Right. Bullying is an offense. It's an offense under the federal law, and it is also an offense under the state laws. So if anybody is subjecting for bullying, they're punishable. It's not that because you're minors in the school, because you're juveniles, don't think that you can get away with that because many times bullying could lead to death. And this happened in Texas. The name of the gentleman, the boy was David. Because of the bullying, the boy committed suicide. And the Texas came with a legislation called David Law, and since
Mhm.
then, bullying became a crime in Texas. So as many states are coming up with such laws, the federal
Mhm.
government has come up with certain guidelines to the state governments and school districts that bullying is an offense and they have to take it very seriously, the school authorities.
So, recently what happened, there was a case about this teenager named Rizwan Kohistani, and he was an Afghani refugee, came here, and he was found dead on school grounds on May 5th. Now the district is saying that it was death by suicide by hanging, but then you have to really think about it, that was is this true, or what are the chances that he was being bullied, right?
Well, the question is now when they look at when they do criminal investigation, why would a kid, an Afghani refugee kid going to school, would hang himself in the school? That's the first question. And number two, they because there'll be there are cameras in the school, and the kids and what time this happened. Most of the times after the school security guys, they lock the rooms, and
Yeah.
they make every kid exit out of the school. I mean, you went to school here, I went to school here. I mean, they will exit every kid out of the school after the school hours. And why would a school kid go and suicide himself, hang himself? And that's a serious thing. And
Yeah.
two, they will see whether he was bullied in the school and how it has affected him because as it is, he's coming from Afghanistan as a refugee boy, and he's gone through a lot of trauma back home. That's the reason he's come to a better country, best country, to make a living with his family. Why would he commit suicide? They would see all those factors,
Yeah.
and they will also see, what time it is and why and what it was his age. There's so many factors, and the police have to investigate. And I was amazed to know that the police said that it's a suicide. And even if it is a suicide, then they will look into the causation, what caused him to commit suicide. If the causation of suicide is bullying, then that amounts
Yeah.
to manslaughter. And these kids could be punished. I mean, they could go to jail for life. Even though if they're minors, they will be tried as a juveniles. And the law says, even though if they're kids, if their demeanor, if their conduct is like majors, like
Yeah.
people, they will be punished.
So yes, so now the thing is that it happened in Web City, Missouri, and the majority of the population there is white. So was it because these boys were bullying him? White kids were bullying him, and knowing that he's an Afghani refugee, that plays into the part that he was Muslim, and he probably had an accent, and he couldn't probably talk in English. So all these things really do point to him being bullied.
Right. You're right, Meena. Those are the factors they look into it, and they're all valid, reasons. And as you rightly said, this happened in May 5th in Missouri, and I've come across a video. It has become viral. On May 11th, there was another Indian kid was bullied in Coppell Middle school.
Yeah.
They were sixth graders, and this white kid who was practicing wrestling, a white kid. It became very viral in India, as well as I've seen it in America too. And it came in the mainstream in Texas that this white kid was bullying and chokeholding the Indian kid, and in the cafeteria. And when this was reported, when it became viral, the school authorities, they said they've suspended the victim for 3 days, and they've only suspended the aggressor for one day. When the question was because this white kid's father was a board of trustees in the Coppell school. So, and the police are refusing to investigate this. And the school principal is saying, her name is Bert, she's saying, we're investigating this. And the parents of this kid, now they're organizing a petition, and they want to do a big, you know, um, they want to do, they're petitioning, and they want to bring it to the attention of people at large, and they're demanding that the kid should be criminally prosecuted, and the police is refusing to investigate. So if you see that in America, the way things are happening now, I guess after Black Life Matters, now it's coming to the Brown Life Matters, and Immigrant Life Matters, and South Asian kids are being targeted now. And
Yeah.
if this is not curtailed at this stage, and if they're not punished, there's going to be a serious repercussions in the country.
Yeah.
And there are some laws in many states in America. The federal law says they've given information, they've given instructions to the school boards and to the states to come up with their own laws. The other problem is because these are minors and there's an intent doctrine under the penal law, they say that okay, because you're minors, they will not have an intention, criminal intention. The mens rea and the bad ill will doesn't work. There are exceptions to the general rule. But again, looking at the privacy of the kids as well, they cannot be reported in television and everything. But at the end of the day, if the police doesn't investigate and punish these kids, it's going to get rampant. The way in
Yes.
Florida, these people, they walk with guns and shoot the school kids, and we don't know what way it's going to go.
Gun shootings are a very hot topic in America. It's a very sad reality that we have to live in, but then it is a big problem,
Right.
you know.
I,
And
I, I
and then it
guess,
made me think that you said that let's say that not all kids. So okay, so my question would be that what are the chances that white kids are being criminally charged than other ethnicities, like other races? I would think that the number is lower.
well, you're touching upon a very sensitive topic, Mainal. If you see the statistics in the country, this is just a statistics, it's not from my head, that there are more criminal prosecutions on the colored kids and the black kids and Hispanic kids than the white kids. Of course, there are cases the white kids also get prosecuted and punished. But if you see the statistics in the jails, there are more colored people in the jails than the white offenders. I mean, that shows there's definitely there is, I would say, some discrimination, and it's not
I
equal.
would say there's a lot of discrimination. I
Well,
think there is a lot of discrimination. Like you
right.
were, it just can't wrap my head around that an Afghani teenager was just killed, and there's no type of repercussions or no type of investigation going on.
Right. And it's not even covered in the mainstream media, to
Yeah.
be honest with you. I mean, you mentioned that, but I didn't see in the mainstream media. No televisions have covered, none of the newspapers have covered this. Very sad. Well, this Texas issue, because I was in Texas when this
Yeah.
happened, I saw this kid video, and even Mana TV International also, they've sent me the video. So I saw that, and I was in Texas in that city, so I happened to knew this, but it became viral in India, southern India. Many television channels covered this. It's
Yeah.
happening, but I think Mana TV International or Mana TV is making an attempt to the viewers in America and all over the world to bring this topic and covering the story. And thanks, Meeral, for covering this. But what my feedback and my opinion is, not against any whites or blacks or yellows, that because during the pandemic time, Chinese were targeted on the
Yeah.
streets as well in America, and so as in the Western world, Chinese individuals, Chinese citizens, Chinese kids were targeted. And after that, during the Trump time, blacks were targeted. That's where there was a big issue of Black Lives Matters after the George issue in the whole of world. It has affected the whole world, and now the time is for, I guess, South Asians or brown life matters now. If this not curtailed or if they're not condemned at this stage, things might go to another direction. So this is only our opinion, as we all have freedom of speech. We're just giving
Yeah.
an opinion, not targeting whites or blacks or yellows. The law is law for everybody. I
Yeah.
think
It's
yeah,
just about, it's not about targeting, but it's just about fair treatment,
you're
you
right.
know,
Fair trade.
that
You're right.
everyone should be treated the same way and
Correct.
everyone should be punished the same way.
You're right.
Like if that guy's father was not on the school board, what would he have gotten? Like what kind of punishment would he have gotten?
Right.
You
You're
know,
right.
it makes you think.
You're right. I absolutely agree with you. And the sad part was the boy whose victim got punished by
Yeah.
spending 3 days, and the person who was initial aggressor, he was practicing wrestling, and he was only suspended for 1 day. I mean, I don't understand how that happened, but that's what the school district had decided. And when the parents asked, they're not answering anything. So the initial aggressors' parents hired a lawyer, and the victim's parents hired a lawyer. Now it is going to the court, and it's going to be litigation. It's a bad connotation, because tomorrow when the kids they go to school, I mean, these are small kids. They're going to same school, same classmates, and now they're represented by lawyers, and it's all in public now. It's a disharmony between the kids
Yeah.
too, and it's going to affect the psychology of the kids as well.
It's just
And
making a bigger divide
yes,
between people,
divide.
definitely.
Perfect. That's the right word. It's going to
Yeah.
divide the society, divide the kids rather than to unite. And we are living in United States of America. The name itself says united, and America accommodates 190 countries, people in this country. There's a freedom of expression, freedom of religion, and color, race, and everything. It's a very united. This country is united, and now by such acts, it's getting going to be divided. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
that's a bad thing, sad thing. You picked up a very good topic, Minal.
Yeah. But so I want to talk about more about punishment. What kind of punishment are these bullies looking at?
Well, as you asked the Afghan boy committing suicide, if they investigate and if they find the people who've caused him, because there's called causation, because of some cause he's committed, that means it was so outrageous, that bullying, that's the reason he went and committed himself, killed
Mm.
himself. That means it amounts to, constitutes to manslaughter. Manslaughter, it's a felony. You're looking for life, sometime 25 years. And if it is, if they can prove that the kid had some problems, psychological problems, they could reduce the manslaughter to an involuntary manslaughter. Still, the kids could go end up in jail a few years.
Mm. And what about it was not just one kid, it was like multiple kids bullying him?
They would all be punished.
Mm.
It's a serious thing. It's
It's,
like a
yeah,
murder.
it's very disheartening to learn about these deaths and about these cases, because like at the end of the day these are just kids, you know.
Yes, right.
And as a refugee, you're coming for safety, you're looking for safety, but you're not getting a safety net over your head, you're
Right.
dying.
You're coming with no hope into this country with a hope,
Yeah.
and a country like America, and our doctrine is hope and liberty, and they're getting hopeless. It's a very sad story. And in May, when you're saying it's Missouri on May 5th, the death of a child, and the serious chokeholding and assault on a kid on May 11th in Texas, we don't know how many kids are
How
getting
many
arrested
more?
all over the country, not covered by the mainstream press.
Yeah.
So we don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Even if they're minor cases, we would never know about them.
correct. They're not reported. You're right. Because of the privacy issues, Meenal, the kids' names and this won't be reported because that's a law that school districts and school superintendents, they don't report this outside to keep the privacy of the kids because
Yeah.
they're minors. There are privacy laws in the country.
And I'm
And
pretty sure they want to save their names too, you know,
yes,
their school's
cool.
name
Yes,
and
repetition. Yes, there are
repetition.
many
Yeah,
things.
reputation.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
I don't know. This topic is very like I remember I was when I came as an immigrant in this country and I went to middle school. I had my own incident of bullying. But it's just that it's getting so much more severe and serious. The cases are getting much worse, especially for brown kids, black kids, you know, and
Hispanic.
it's Hispanic kids. So
Um,
it's
bullying is all over the world. I mean, I faced bullying in my own country, in my own school back home 30 years ago or 40 years ago. But
yeah,
that's a common thing in the world, but it should not be outrageous. I mean, bullying is
yeah,
okay to an extent. Teasing, that's all right, but it
yeah.
should not be very outrageous. If it is outrageous out of control, and that's an indication, it's a red herring. So I guess that's what we got to keep in mind. And the teachers and the parents have to be educated, kids have to be educated, and knowing the law. The viewers of Mana TV International, even if they see and pass on this information to their friends and family, this will be of a great help to the community. And it's a brilliant show what you're doing now, Minal. And
Yeah.
I hope the
Thank you to
viewers will
you.
get benefited of this.
I hope the viewers, like, if any of the people watching do have these cases where, you know, their kids are getting bullied in school or somewhere, that they should know about the laws regarding bullying and they should know that what next steps they can take to improve their situation and their kids' situation.
All
Because
right.
this is a very serious thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And thanks, Meenal. Like every time, you bring good hot topics, and this is a hot topic on a hot summer day. And
Yeah.
let your viewers know that we are here to assist any of your viewers, and this is not a legal opinion. We're not trying to solicit business, just an opinion. We have
Yeah.
right of expression. We are trying to analyze the social issues with the legal issues, and this is only for the information and education purposes. If you guys want to know more, call us. We're happy to assist you, give some free legal advices. And if viewers from all over the country, all over the world, get in touch with your local lawyers if you have any local questions. And thanks very much, Meenal, for your time. And I
Thank you
especially
so
thank
much, Mr. Kaveti. Thank you so much. As always, I had a lot of fun talking to you today. It did get a lot serious, but I'm hoping that our viewers enjoyed this episode. We're always trying to look for new topics to talk to you guys about. And Mr. Kaveti is always there to help us through these difficult topics and really dissect them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're always here on every week on Mana TV International. So I hope you subscribe by now because I want you guys to watch these episodes. This is a very interesting discussion we're having. So, anyways, thank you so much, Mr. Kaveti, once again for this episode. And I'm your host Manal, and I'll see you next week again. See ya.
you very much, Meenal. Have a good night.
And viewers, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mana TV International, and like our Facebook page. And I'll see you next week again. Bye.